But back then when I was around 20, I think I was still living with my parents. I was 25, 26. I would work with my dad. It was 9 in the morning to 7 at night. I would come home at 7, come home, eat, go out, and I would go outside. My dad built me this little spot to work in the back, like this small shed, and had like a fan and shit inside, everything for all the dust and everything. And I would be out there from 8 to midnight.
Fire.
This would continue on for so long. Now, those days when I was in them, it was like, oh my God, like I just want my own place. I want to do this. I want to be doing these cars. I was working on shit. Now when I think back at those days, man, what good days those were. Like those come up days, like everyone, I love like the come up story. The come up story is so cool. And when I was doing it, when I was working the day with my dad and working at night, and then I would do this, and then I was an apprentice. I would have to drive from Brooklyn to Jersey every single day, and I would do it for like $300 a week. I did that for years, and I would just continue on. I'm like, it's gonna pay off. It has to. Hard work always pays off, and one day it's going to. But putting in those hours always pays off. Always, whatever you have to do. It's just sometimes, obviously, you don't want to. You're freaking tired. You just came home from working. But we don't forget that this shit that we're doing, it's fun. We want to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, no one's making us do this shit.
No, like I'm fully aware that what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis is what other people think about on their free time. And I'm very fortunate for that. We should be fortunate for that. It's an amazing feeling that I get to do this shit and get paid for it.
Yeah.
So, man, it's just the hours when putting them in were tough. But again, when you get to it and you see the results on where it gets you, you look back and you're like, oh, that shit was worth it.
How long do you think before you felt? I know this is a hard one to answer. How long during that process, how many years do you think went by before you were like, I think I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit now?
No, I think, you know what a big curse is I forgot what the theory is called, but there's a theory that explains the better you get at something and the more you start to learn about something, the more you understand how much you don't know.
So you still think you don't know anything?
I think I don't know shit.
I tell people that all the time sometimes.
Yeah,
when they think,
I mean, it's a good way to keep. It's a good mentality.
It's really because like there was one time I had this friend that used to work for me. His name was Matt, and I asked him one time. He was working for me for like let's say a year at that point, and he was talking about his skill level. And then I asked him, I was like, "Hey man," I was like, "I'm just curious." I was like, "If you had to put your skill on a scale from 0 to 10. From 0 to 10.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. 0 being the worst.
Yeah.
10 being a master. I said, where do you think you're at, and where do you think that I'm at? And then he sat there. I was like, you're not gonna tell me right away. I don't want to instant. I was like, think about it for a while, and then I want you to come back, and then I want you to tell me. He said, okay, fine. So he's working, and about 1 hour passes, and then he comes back to me. He's like, all right. He goes, I'm ready. I'm like, all right. I'm all right. Well, he's like, all right. I took a lot into account of what I know. I know how to sand. I know. He's just naming things, right? So I'm like, Matt. I'm like, what? I'm like, what's the number? So he goes, I think I'm like a 5. He goes, I think you're like a 9. I was like, okay. I was like, that's what you think? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. I'm like, do you want to know what? I'm like, do you want to know what I think? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Please don't be offended. He goes, okay, fine. So I say, I don't think you're even a 1. And I say, I would say me at that point in time, I'm about a 4. Probably.
As long as you didn't give yourself the 10, I'm fine.
No, what do you mean?
If
10 is a master, if 10 is a master, and I've only been doing it for 10 years, how can I be a 10?
Yeah.
How can somebody be a master that fast? So he put himself at a 5. That would mean he's halfway to being a master at 1 year.
If you boil down the scale, 1/2.
No.
Like 1 to 2, 2 to 1 type shit.
It's completely, I would say, I would say still now I'm a 4 or 5. Still easy, and I'm still learning. I'm still getting better,
but a 4 or 5
to keep getting better.
A 4 or 5 is
a 4 or 5 on my scale.
Yes, that means you're comfortable taking people's money and doing this for a living?
Oh, I hate what I put out, dude.
That is. It is. Like, no, I love when I said that.
Recently, it's been getting better. Thank God.
Okay.
Recently, it's been getting better.
Recently?
And
What the? Okay.
This is breaking news.
Recently, I would say maybe maybe the past year. I've been really, I like everything I've been putting out.
What did you put out that you, because you're thinking of something.
So not anything specifically, but I'm thinking about a timeline because I know times where I was hard on myself for when cars would leave, right? When cars would leave, I would finish the car, I would take it outside, I would wash the car, and I couldn't look at the car again. I couldn't look at it
because you worked too many hours on it, or because you don't like it?
I just see too many imperfections that I could have been better at, and I know things I should have done better. And I was like, shit. When I had to either go X or Y, I can't believe I went Y. I should have went X, right? So after I wash a car and I'm done with it, I can't look at it again, or I would finish the car and I would bag it. I would put like a big sheet over it just so I don't look at it again because it would hurt me. So I don't know what it is now that I like. I recently, maybe last year, I did this FD, and I really liked the way everything came out, and it felt so weird stepping back from my own work, going like, oh,
this
wow,
is a big
this
deal,
looks
though.
good. Like, wow, this looks good, and it was so weird for me because I usually step back and go, oh God, why do I suck? Man? Why am I
can
doing
you find that
this?
car?
Like, it's just so rough. So, in recent years, maybe, I don't know if it has to do with now I'm a father and I'm a new father and
Congratulations,
thank you. Thank you very much.
Love Super Dad.
I was going to say, maybe it has something with you being a father.
I think it does because back then, this was it still is everything to me, but it was who I am. It wasn't what I did. Now it's what I do, and I know it's not the most important. That's the FD.
Car?
That's the FD.
And what did you do here? You did the wide body?
Oh, I did so much shit on it, man.
That is...
So look, I tinted the carbon green. All right, so now
that does look nice.
Yeah. I tinted the carbon green. Okay, now I'm probably gonna stutter a lot more because when I get excited, I stutter a lot more. But yeah, I did everything on this. The whole car is two-tone. I did like multiple colors going all the way into the engine bay. Everything painted inside and out. Like it's hard to show, but like inside the headlight cover is
darker,
is two color. Inside that additional piece for the front bumper, inside that piece is a secondary color. There's just secondary colors everywhere. Inside the bay, I've made like the strut towers a secondary color, and like inside the vents is a secondary color.
That's RX-8 vent.
And
the blinker.
Yeah, it is.
The blinker,
Yes, it is.
That's crazy.
So, and like with this, I think like back then I would pick bad color choices. This, I've been starting to like
Let me put that down in my notebook.
A mono style of what?
Not like the secondary color thing.
Secondary, and like
I like that a lot.
I like that you got a notebook.
I would always try to pick wild contrasting colors.
Yeah.
Now realizing myself, I like mono color themes. So with this, it was shades of green. All different shades of green, where it doesn't stick out so much, but you know it's a different color. And like usually someone would go complete opposite to see where it stands out. No, I like to let it really sink in. And as you start to go through the car, you start to find all the stuff.
Why the photo of the inside of the door, just to see the door jamb, or is there something going on there too?
No, just because how nice.
Yeah, it does look nice.
Yeah. But because stuff like that, you see, even on the mirrors, and everything.
That is
Emerald Zone.
So that color
Emerald Darryl
is a R34 Jade.
Millennium Jade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the secondary color is a Mopar color. It's like a dark green. I forgot what the color name was, but it worked really good. I spent so long putting the color swatches.
The swatch? Yeah, okay. I was like,
my paint guy is really good. My paint supplier, he knows I'm really annoying with shit. So when I'm trying to look for a certain hue, I don't have books. I'm like, yo, I need this certain shade. Send me a bunch, and he'll send me different swatches, and I'll match it up to the car to see what works well. And that's what I ended up with. I went with a couple different combos until I landed on this.
That little note that you just made right there, how you like doing monocolor builds,
Yes,
is a note. That's one of them little notes that I note. Like I just noted that.
Note it.
I wrote down secondary color on details, quote FD SUPRLIFE. So then I could go like reference it back.
To go look at it.
Because that, you remember 10 seconds to share versus years of you growing? That would have taken me a long time to be like, damn, my taste would have had to evolve
yes.
into that.
And you see all of this, like when the customer came to me, the original idea was the car was going to be purple. And I'm like, purple?
No.
I'm like, brother, no. So I changed up everything. And like, I'm like, dude, please don't think I'm taking over the build, but I don't have anything to gain from your car looking good or bad, but just please trust me. And he said, okay, fine. I was like, look, I'm changing everything up. So changed it all up. And afterwards, he was like, oh.
It's pretty crazy.
Dude, like, I love it.
Yeah, the customer let you change the color of the car completely.
It's on the invoice.
Thankfully. I was like, hey, it's there.
It's on the invoice.
And plus, I really hate dark purples because he wanted like a dark purple.
Well, I like dark purple.
There's certain colors I don't like, and if I don't like it, I choose not.
It's a small car though, so I don't know if I would want a dark.
I think purple could look good, but this green is amazing.
It makes the car look even smaller.
The green works.
I mean, Millennium Jade is.
So during this car, my wife was pregnant, and then I had my son while I was doing this car.
Oh wow!
So I consider this car like the start of a new phase of work because like how I was explaining, when I became a dad, it became not less caring of the work, but more like, hey, it's all good. Everything is fine. It doesn't matter. I'm just having fun. And that approach kind of changed it up to not put so much pressure on me and for my mental state. And I just approached the bills in a different way, in a more peace way of like, it's all right. It's just a car. Who the fuck cares? I still
look at you, bro.
Life is still so good. I'm still going home to my amazing wife, to my beautiful kid, to my amazing home, to my cars. Like, who the fuck cares about this shit? If it fucks up, I'll do it better. I'll do it the following day. Who cares?
Fuck
and
yeah,
that
dude. You
changed
are
my
winning.
whole mentality. You know?
are winning
thank you.
hard right now.
You know what's funny? We were just on another podcast, one of the last ones. We were just talking about kids and how myself and this person, we were like, we're not really at that stage where we even think about
Okay, yeah,
kids.
to even think about it.